So this video is basically for my breakfast tacos. I'm just gonna get some videos, see some ideas about breakfast tacos and shit. So let's see. Let me see what these motherfuckers right here got cooking. Where is it right here? Yeah, right there.
Of course, everyone loves a breakfast burrito. But why then, I ask, does the breakfast taco get so little attention? Well, it's deserving, and we're going to change all that today. I'm working on my next cookbook, and I'm writing out the ingredients in the recipe. I'm thinking, why are there not enough breakfast tacos in the world? Everybody's giving me the burrito. Guess what? A burrito's like this. You've seen us make them. Huge burritos. They're like 2.5, 3 pounds. Is that the way to start your morning? I ask you, is that the way to start your morning?
Sometimes.
Really? I eat one of those things for breakfast. I go right back to sleep. At least I get into bed. Pull the covers up a little bit and then watch a movie because I'm tired.
Good, man. Come on, bro.
And snuggle. Felt a little bit awkward.
No, I'm going to put the picture right there of you and Lewis on Father's Day.
What's up?
Lewis.
Isn't that cute?
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make hash browns because a crisp component is very important in here. And we will bring them by way of these hash browns. And then some vegetables, and then the whole thing. It's just really how it goes together is very, very simple. Oh, little sauce we've made before. It's my go-to sauce for stuff like this.
Chop, chop.
We're going to be happy today.
Chorizo bacon.
Oh, chorizo and bacon. Thank you, Max. I feel like I don't need to play my entire hand to them, Max, but apparently I do. I think he thinks if you're watching and you're like, there's nothing here for me. If I mention even maybe one more thing, bacon, maybe that'll get you. If bacon doesn't get you, chorizo might. The thought of those two together, it's almost incestuous, both pork products, but in a very delicious way. Here we go. The hash browns, we'll start by shredding them first. And we begin. We're going to peel a potato. Always think it's easier. Start with the ends off, and then you just do this. Obviously, if you don't have a peeler, little baby knife will work. Sam the cooking guy, 4-inch paring knife would be ideal, but I've chosen to go with the old school peeler right here because I like it. And I can do this much faster. And it's not that we're in a super hurry, are we, boys?
No.
But the earlier we finish, the sooner we get to eat this, right?
Hell yeah.
And we all like breakfast burritos. So I'm just going to grate right into this bowl. And the bowl of water is going to do two things. One, it's going to keep the shreds from turning brown. At the same time, get some of the starch out. So in we go. You know, if you had a processor with the right attachment, you could use it. I think I do, but honestly, it's way more work cleaning that than it is cleaning a shredding thing. What's this called? A shredding thing?
The cheese grater.
A grater. God.
The shredding thing.
The shredding thing.
Losing faith in this guy, bro.
Other side. You know, when you start getting close, you got to be careful. This thing will chew your fingers up to bits, and it is not worth it. Don't be a hero with a shredder. So get as much of this last little bit as we can before we get too scared. And I'm starting to get very scared here. I'm tempting fate now. I better stop. All right, get all this off. Push everybody down. Now this we can just leave for a bit. We'll give it another rinse or two before we use it. But for now, this is perfect. Put it off to the side and we'll cut some vegetables. Vegetables for the breakfast taco. Come on down. Wait, what's that from? Quick.
The dating show.
No.
The new single.
No.
There's a remake of it. They just Zoe Deschanel's doing it. I just
No, I don't think it's Come On Down. Isn't
the dating game? What's the dating game?
The dating game is the dating game is and here we are.
Price is Right.
The Price is Right. Yeah. Come on down. Okay, so look, some ratty looking green onions. Don't worry, I'll clean them up. Onion and red pepper. Onion first. We've done this a million times. We cut across like that. Put half away. Root end, not root end. Cut the not root end off like that. Give it a quick peel. Hey, onion, I said quick, and this is not quick. The boys are super excited because one of our favorite brands are back. Magic Spoon. Look, we all love cereal, but we're not little kids anymore, and we generally tend to stay away from it because it's packed with sugar, and we don't need that as an adult. And that's where Magic Spoon comes in, because there are 0 grams of sugar per serving in all the flavors, and that makes us very happy. Magic Spoon is cereal reinvented. They have 6 really delicious flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, I love, blueberry, and cinnamon. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Oh, and by the way, each serving is only 140 calories. Look, eat this for breakfast, but also an amazing snack. And we love the taste of all these. Keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, low carb, and GMO free. That's quite a lineup. Okay, so to get in on the deliciousness, use my link, magicspoon.com/STCG, and my code.
I remember going to Costco and like really reading the back of the ingredients, because I have Magic Spoon. They're a great brand. It tastes great. For the price, it's very little bit. I'm a heavy eater when it comes to cereal, bro. I can eat the family size. You know what I'm saying? If I'm right, if I smoke enough, bro, and man, listen, I go on that. Man, if I got enough milk, bro, let me tell you, I promise you, I could eat me like probably a half a box of cereal like in 2 servings. So somebody like me who eats cereal at that volume, you know, at that caliber, Magic Spoon was no good for me. It's like $8 a box, and like a box to me is like 2 bowls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like $4 a bowl of cereal. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty high cost. So like, you know, I just ended up cutting cereal out of my life, period. Because and then also there was something in Magic Spoon that there's actually another brand that came out that topped them, and like, you know, like completely showed them like, listen, boom, this is how you do it, bro, bam. So like Magic Spoon came out, and then they have an ingredient in there that's not supposed to be in there, that's still not 100% okay to your body. It's still an endocrine disruptor, and it's still an inflammatory substance or solvent, whatever. So I remember seeing it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go back to Costco and see it again just to be sure that they didn't change it, maybe. But I'm pretty sure last time I went to go get some Magic Spoon, I was like, oh, look at that! I didn't see that there before, and boom, I stopped buying them. So Magic Spoon's great. You know, I appreciate the marketing and all that stuff, but there was a brand that topped them, and it was like very, 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 very clean ingredients, and I think it even cost more than Magic Spoon. So I mean, you know, you gotta understand, man, if you want to eat healthy and you want your body to be, you know what I'm saying, like you know, at its optimal point, then, you know, you're gonna have to spend some money. It's gonna be one of the biggest investments you make in your life, your body, your health, you know, because, you know, you have 0 problems until you have a health problem, then you have one serious problem. And, you know, so as somebody who smokes, I know that I've got to take care of myself even more. You know, I don't drink, thank God, I stopped that crap. But the fact that like all I do is, you know, smoke weed, like I still know it's harmful to the body. You know what I'm saying? It's an exogenous form of like smoke into my lungs. It's causing, you know, all types of inflammation. You know, it constricts blood flow, etc. You know, like I've done my research. You know, I did research on my poison and stuff. So, but at the same time, yeah, if you want to eat healthy, like now's a good time to actually if you ever wanted to be like an entrepreneur, now's actually a really good time for you to pivot into the movement of the entrepreneurs. Meaning, like, you know, your 9 to 5 is your maintenance salary. Basically, your 9 to 5, you know, pays your bills, gets your groceries, whatnot, whatever, pays your kids' school, your car insurance, blah blah blah. So then your 6 to 2, then that would be like you trying to start a healthy, a quick, small, simple, easy, to the point, healthy type of business. You know what I'm saying? Either a smoothie business or a tea business, or like I don't know, some type of little, and you can start with a cart somewhere downtown, you know, at night or something, like on, you know, whatever, you know, I don't know, you know, like something that's healthy, because obviously you see that it's expensive. So it's trending and it's expensive. So you can actually get into it, get involved, you know, start a small, healthy company, get a brand, you know, brand it, obviously, because if you're branded, you're guaranteed to make money. So a lot of people try to start a business and they just have like numbers and menus and flavors and dishes and stuff like that with prices on it and their name, but they don't have a brand and they don't have a logo, and that's a big thing when it comes to sales. So you know, it's part of the language of business. So yeah, It's a good idea because think about it, if you're paying about $9 for a box of cereal and it's about 2 servings to me and to a person who eats a lot of cereal, then like obviously you're like, damn man, all these companies have these ideas to become, to find a product that somebody loves that's very bad for them and make a super healthy version of it where it's all natural organic ingredients where they can show it and what I'm saying, they can prove it, third party tested and whatnot, whatever. That's once every food that's bad has been found a healthier version of it, there's going to be less opportunities to make it in that field. So if you're somebody who's a chef or someone who likes the ideas of becoming someone healthier or something like that, this right now is a perfect moment to get into it because it's what's trending. People want to be healthy. People want to feel like they're eating healthier, feel like they're being healthier, feel like they're losing weight, feel like they're making the better choices. So that's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually a good idea for me too, because I've been making a lot of different changes in my life. So it's actually an idea that I would like to get into. You know what I'm saying? So but I don't gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll tell anybody, hey man, this is a good idea, or hey, like you're good at this, man, you should try this. I'm great at telling people like, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. You know what I'm saying? I've always had trouble finding what I wanted to do and had a passion and desire for, but sometimes people, they see potential in others before they see potential in themselves. It just took me a while to find what my dream was. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all up, man. If I feel like I can help you out, I'll help you out. I don't give a fuck. I want to see everybody win. Anyways, back to the video. I done got high and like fucking,
SDCG to get $5 off your order. And it's 100% happiness guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked.
I'm ready to spit it out.
They're more than just someone that's going to deliver your food to you on a weekly and daily basis.
I bet that nigga spit that shit out, bro, because he ain't swallow it. They ain't showing him swallow that shit. 50% off. God damn it. That was probably him right after.
If it's a fairly tall onion, you can get away with 2 of these.
Tall onion, really?
Just not all the way through. You don't want to cut through that root end. So, but we put a couple of these in, being careful. And then we take our knife and we make small cuts like this. Do you want to chink? And the thinner you make these, once you cut it again, will the smaller pieces be. So we just want to do this all the way across.
I like that knife. What is it?
It's a Sandler cooking guy eating chef's knife, Max. That's what it is. Geez, I thought you would have known that. And then when you cut here, boom, that's what you get. You get these little baby pieces. So I think this is all we're going to need for our purposes today. I'll put this off to the side. I'll push this off to the side like this. And I think this will be enough. So here's my favorite thing is just make long cuts like this.
You gotta get
put them together, and we cut.
Man, come on.
You haven't cut yourself in quite a while.
No, thank God. Okay. And these guys. Ratty.
The white part inside the peppers, it's called the membrane. They tend to be very bitter and have like no taste and sometimes even have a chewy, rubbery texture. So whenever you cut a pepper, it's good to take out that white part that sits right there, You'll see it. It says, hey, how you doing? The pepper's red. I'm fucking white. Clearly it's not a part of it. It's a part of the pepper, but it's like if it was part of the seed. You know what I'm saying? It's the membrane. It's very bitter. Nobody likes that. You got to take that out. I'm like,
looking things still, they're my love. But now here's a good example. Yeah. Here's my typical preparation for a green onion. Cut the hairy end off or the root end. And then whichever is the woolliest, technical term, of the outside leaves, when you pull that, it takes a bunch of other junk off and you got a nice piece of green onion. One more for demonstration purposes. Look for the wibbly piece, which is here mostly. And look, off it comes. Gorgeous. So we'll get rid of this stuff. I'll cut those kids up. And this guy's okay. This guy's a little thick. And when they're a little thick, I like to take my knife, just run it down the middle. So then when I cut this way, it's not quite so wide and big. Careful.
That's what she's
careful and careful. I cut myself when I get careless and I'm coming to the end of something. Okay. All of this can now go into a pan like this. Try not to wipe it out. Good. On the heat. All right. Let's add 2 things. A little shot of oil and a little butter. We mix.
What kind of oil? What kind of
butter? And this we just want to start to soften. Look, they're going to cook a second time with the potatoes.
What the fuck is he cooking?
On the flat top. But for right now, this is just a little bit about softening. Gorgeous.
Egypt.
That makes me happy. So we'll give this about 3-4 minutes, and then call it a day and just take it off the heat. All right, these guys, beautiful. Softened, but there's still a touch of crispness. We'll take it off. Cord, by the way.
That done fucking fucked up. My bad. Whoops. Damn. That was my bad. But check it out. I wanted to say something about his veggies. What he has there is yeah, they got sauteed a bit, sure, yeah, but like at the same time, since they're so soft and translucent means that you can see through them. Man, I would say that those vegetables are more sweated. You know what I'm saying? Those vegetables have been sweated. They have been stir fried. Stir fried has like a char to it, and when you actually stir fry veggies, there will be the Maillard reaction will be present in the veggies, and you can see it. The Maillard reaction is the browning of the veggie, of the sugars and the the amino acids and all the stuff. That, you know what I'm saying? People know what I'm talking about. So like you would see a color. Since it was so translucent, I would say that those were more sweated than sauteed.
And this we just want to start to soften. Look, they're going to cook a second time. This is just a little bit about softening. Gorgeous. I'm happy. So we'll give this about 3-4 minutes, and then call it a day and just take it off the heat. All right, these guys, beautiful.
Onions.
Softened, but there's still a touch of crispness. We'll take it off and we'll replace it with some bacon that we want to cook. And I've got 3 slices of thick cut bacon. I've just cut in half. Oh, instant, smelling amazing. And what's going to make this so great is this will be our landing spot for our hash browns. They will cook in this bacon grease, which is going to be fantastic. All right, so the bacon is starting to get there. Looks nice. Let me just flip these kids around, see how this guy's doing. Oh, man. All right, let's actually get this happening. Hey, come on now. Okay, these middle guys need a bit more. That's all right. We can make this happen. Let's get some chorizo on, though. And the chorizo I can put here. It's very sticky at first. Pork chorizo. Let it start to cook a bit. You'll be able to break it up much better. Love it. See? It's cooking. Honestly, if you're not using chorizo, I think you're missing out on a very, very delicious component to all kinds of things. And I apologize if I repeat myself a lot, but not everybody's here for every episode. There's always new people. And I'll just say, the only hard part with cooking chorizo is that it starts out this color and it ends this color. It's not like ground beef that tells you when it's ready by going from red to gray. This needs 3-4 minutes like this at a decent heat to cook it through. And meanwhile, I'll just be working on my bacon.
Let it fucking just cook, man. Stop touching it. Yeah.
Oh, you're definitely getting splatters right there, buddy.
Your fault.
No, not my fault. Okay, the chorizo for me is done. I'm going to pull it off. Yum. Ah! Oh my God! I got shot with chorizo.
Eat it, baby.
Madness. This must be dealt with here. I don't want to take away the bacon grease, just the chorizo. Okay, let's see what we're doing. Great. The small guys are done. Let me take them off to a plate with a paper towel on it. All right, fellas, why don't we set back up at the counter and we can start working on our sauce, our potatoes, and then we'll be good.
HoneyBook is less of a platform and more of a business partner. It handles
business partner.
Our little sauce begins with a little sour cream. And when I say a little sour cream, I actually mean that because this is literally all I have. Oh, I did have one from February.
Use yogurt. It's high in protein, low in sugar, 0 carbs almost, and it's unflavored. So, might as well use a better product. Sour cream's got a bunch of calories. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to make a healthy product, you know what I'm saying? Use yogurt or even cottage cheese. Blend it up, make it smooth, and you got a high protein base for a sauce rather than a very high, lactose. Lactose is a sugar, by the way, and it's addictive. It's called lactose. You know what I'm saying? So just make better choices,
February, but I chose not to use that. Let's throw in some chipotle. about a teaspoon of chipotle to quarter cup of sour cream, some lime juice. Wow, great lime. Chance must have rolled that. Pinch of salt and pepper.
Chance is just so great, isn't he?
And we mix. By the way, Chance Nation lives all over the subreddit and the Discord, by the way.
Come join us.
Yes, come join us. This is my go-to. I almost always have some of this in the fridge. It's amazing for everything. Not the least of which could be dipping French fries or tots or onion rings in there. Okay, this is done. Now onto the potatoes.
I love that.
So here's what they look like. They look like they need to be drained because this is not making hash browns.
Fucking strainer.
So I've already drained them once. You want the water coming out clear, and that's what's happening. So get as much water out as you can. Now, right here, Maxie, we're going to put it in a towel like this. So just take a big towel, spread it out. Potatoes in the middle. Fold it up like a hobo pack sack.
I don't think they're called hobos anymore.
No. I only mean because back in the old movies, they would take one of these things and then they would have like this thing that they would attach it to, and they would walk with their belongings down the railroad tracks.
Sure I packed something up like that when I ran away once when I was younger.
I apologize to any hobos. I may have offended in this. Okay, so now you've got this ball of shredded wet potato in here that is not going to make anything near the word crispy. So you squeeze. And this comes out. The easy way to do it is just turn like this. Keep turning. Get as much out as you can. And when you've got out as much as you think you can, you're probably good. Or you could give it to Chancey and have him do it, but I'm strong enough.
Because Chance is so great.
All right, here comes the fun part. We release the potatoes. Is that anything like releasing the Kraken?
Exactly what I thought.
And now we're gonna add our veggies. Everything gets mixed together very soon. Calm down. Gorgeous. I love this, man. And now we'll season. Salt and pepper.
In a bowl, season.
Decent amount. Garlic powder. Decent amount. Extra little shot of avocado oil on top. What happens now? Somebody. We mix. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gorgeous. Here's what we want to do now. I want one thin-ish layer. So what is that, 1/4 of an inch? Beautiful. Now we just leave it. This is the hardest part, really, because you're doing nothing but waiting for it to get a gorgeous, crispy layer on the bottom. So it's going to take you a few minutes. Don't worry about it. Nothing's going to go crazy here. I'm on sort of medium heat. It's time to flip. And I do this because I want, fine, I'm anal. That's why I'm doing this. And when I flip it, I don't want it to be a disaster. But that's what you're going for. Nice. 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 Last time I say it. Promise. Nice. Tiny bit more oil.
Oh,
Really pretty. So we're almost there. Look at everything's supposed to be happening is happening. Gorgeous. But we do want the bottom side just as crispy. All right, when your tops and your bottoms are both crispy, nice. We can start. So let's take these guys. We'll just push them off to the side for now. And we will use this kid as our demonstration model. So just let him finish crisping a bit right there. Now I want to rewarm the chorizo by putting a little bit right beside. Remember, there's bacon that will go on the tortilla by itself. But the chorizo, we're going to mix in with the eggs. So let's let this start to just warm up a bit. Nobody likes cold chorizo. All right, so the chorizo, perfect. Nice. So let's do this. A little bit of oil. And now we'll add our eggs. I've got 2 eggs right here beaten, and they're a little bit.
this guy has added so many calories to this fucking taco because of the fact that he's adding so much oil every time. That thing's already seasoned. It's a flat top. It's non-stick. Like all the oil that you're adding, bro. Chorizo's pure fat. Potatoes, they suck in fat. And then like bacon has fat, bro. Like you're cut. Jesus Christ. I understand it's good fat because it's coming from animals, but cheese and rice. You know, adding avocado oil to all that. You know that now that's a seed oil. It's a healthier seed oil, obviously, but it's a lot of calories, man. It's easy to get a lot of calories from an oil like that, man. Look it up. Do your own research.
Orange year, because I've added, what have I added, Max? A little
sauce.
a little chipotle chili powder.
Damn it.
Damn it is right. Okay, so in we go.
Chance would have gotten it.
Chance does everything right. Now bring these kids back. Come on, buddy. Everybody stay here with me. Now, this is what you want. Oh my gosh. Come on. Missing something? Here it comes.
Jeez.
Some Monterey Jack cheese. Max wanted to use blue cheese or at the very least goat cheese. And I said, come on, Max, that'd be ridiculous.
That does sound like me.
Oh,
How many tacos is this? One
holy
taco?
snap. You know how good this is going to be? And this does not, I'm not cooking on high heat here, folks. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you that this is about 40 seconds away from being ready. It can finish cooking on its own. So I'm going to take it and put it on a plate. Oh my God, I'm so in love here. Like this. You guys are going to change your camera position. I'm throwing a flour tortilla on and we're building. All right, here's what happens. Tortilla happens. First on, some of our chipotle cream. We swipe with the back of our spoon, beautifully like that. Next up, a couple pieces of our bacon, Max. Oh. And then, what everybody's been waiting for, some of this. Oh. I can see hash browns. I can hear hash browns. I know how fantastic this is going to be. I don't have anything green, and you want to know something? I'm freaking okay with it. I think it looks fairly innocuous, but there's so much flavor inside this. So much. The peppers, the onions, the chipotle cream sauce, the chorizo, the bacon, and then holding everything together, these gently cooked eggs with the Monterey Jack. And I could not be more of a deserving boy for a bite, so I will.
There's way too much space from the top of the tortilla to the middle. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a little bit more of that filled in. The tacos got to be filled up a little more, in my opinion. I need it to be, you know, it's got to be a substantial amount of, you know, filling. You know, it's got to be a much higher ratio of filling to tortilla, or at least equal, and that's not equal. So that's my only critique on that.
I think you liked it when I held it there.
Yeah,
is that good?
That's perfect.
That's what she said.
Helpful, is it?
Perfect.
That look, this is why we use flour tortillas at Not and why I use them here. I like corn, but when you go to smell the inside with corn tortilla, you mostly smell corn tortilla, not the bacon, the chorizo, the egg. Oh. Holy. This is how you start your day.
Pretty good. Looks pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll have like hash browns on deck, veggies on deck, eggs on deck, mix it up, wrap the taco, and beam bam boom. That's cool. I gotta go start something else. So peace, love, and big happiness, my cousins.